This is Business Incorporated, live from Lagos, Nigeria's financial capital, and we're Channels Television broadcast to you wherever you are on the planet. I'm Wilson Mafay on the program today. Nigeria's Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Sibeka Shiku, rolls out 20-point agenda for tackling the Niger Delta militancy. And Egyptians ditch imports for local products as local currency sinks. Plus, Standard Chartered Bank to review Sudan links after U.S. sanctions move. Let's get started. We'll begin with the markets. Starting off in Africa, the three major bourses in Lagos, Johannesburg, and of course in Cairo are all in the red, including of course the Nairobi market. You can see the four. Nigeria in the west, South Africa in the down south, Egypt to the north, and Kenya to the east. That looks like news for you, isn't it? So, Nigerian market about 0.62% negative, a bit broader. The South African GSC all-share index, the Egyptian EGX 20 about 0.6% in negative territory, while the Kenya is about 0.2% also in the red. That's coming from Monday's closing figures. Look to the Middle East in Abu Dhabi, where the market is supported by a blue chip real estate firm's earnings and an arbitration judgment in favor of Dana Gas. Abu Dhabi's other properties rose about 0.4% after the company made a net attributable profit in the 3 months to December last year, 727.9 million dirhams. In Saudi Arabia, the general index was nearly flat after an hour of trade. At intraday, the index was down 0.27%. Qatar stock market is closed for a public holiday, but market closed in the green on Monday, up 0.07%. The Abu Dhabi market, you can see about 0.2%. Let's talk about the European markets, where investors are looking at a slew of corporate earnings and economic data for Germany, the largest economy in Europe and the Eurozone in general. All eyes are also on the news just coming out about an hour ago. Peugeot in a deal with GM Motors to buy a unit of the brand called Opel. Meantime, Fed Chairman Janet Yellen is starting her two-day congressional testimony today. Her comments coming on the back of banking regulations and potential hints of a Fed rates hike in March. Let's talk more with my colleague from the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, live from the DWTV financial correspondent for Channels Television. A very great day, February the 14th to you. Ulrich, let's get started with this just coming straight off the press. Apparently, General Motors is going to sell his German unit, Opel, to Peugeot of France. The shares of GM Motors is about 5% higher in pre-open market on Wall Street. What are you hearing about this auto deal, Ulrich?
Yeah, it seems as if it's on its way. No comment from Opel here in Roselsheim. That's not far from where I'm standing here. It's about 30, 40 kilometers, something like that. Lots of Opel people here in the city and in the surrounding area who might be affected if there's a merger with Peugeot or a takeover by Peugeot of Opel. It's a good fit. One trader said today. He says that both car makers are basically in the same class, making small cars, vans, basically to mid-size and mid-price vehicles and non-premium vehicles. So it's important to have a little bit more size there, to have that market oomph, if you will. And Opel, it was doing terribly for many years. It hasn't turned a profit since 2000. The European business of GM, that will be a major motive for GM looking for a buyer now. And Opel is in a better condition. It's more profitable today, just missing out on making a profit last year, having some attractive models, having customers. So it seems like the right time for such a move, if indeed it does happen. There's still lots of hurdles on the way. The cartel people, the workers' representatives who have a very strong voice here in Germany. So it's not clear yet that it's going to happen.
Well, it looks like the auto war never ends, does it? But a very serious set of it never ends. But look at economic data out of Germany today and out of the Eurozone. Germany's final inflation figures. There's also the UK inflation data, as well as the flash GDP for the Netherlands. and the euro area. Are investors looking at this data? Are they part of those considerations for where we're seeing the market perform today?
I think so. The UK data, for example, it affected the euro and the pound exchange rate. The market mainly, I think, interested in the German data because it is the biggest one in the eurozone, and in Europe it's the powerhouse. And the data shows that Germany was a powerhouse last year, 2016. The fourth quarter turning out a lot higher. The growth for the quarter, 0.4% over the third quarter, and making for a year in Germany with an annual GDP rise of 1.9%, and that's the best figure in the past 5 years. And remember, also, no information on that today, but we know that there's record employment in Germany. The labor market is strong, and unemployment is going down also. And that kind of consumer confidence that's involved with a strong labor market, that also played strongly into the economic performance of Germany 2016.
Yeah, Ulrich, a bit of a discussions about what really is the color of love. Is it purple? Is it a bit of red? Or a shade of, right. I don't know. So I'm trying to guess here what the color of love really is. But let's say, look at a bit of what you have on your tie over there. That's a nice one. But talk to us about, let's have this from Frankfurt with love. Let's talk about the business of Valentine. What's the sales like? What's the mood today in Frankfurt? Are you planning anything today with your wife and family? What are you thinking?
Well, I have no special plans for today, and I think I'm typical for many Germans. We don't take Valentine's Day as seriously as in many other countries, especially as seriously as in North America, where, you know, already in school, I went to school in Canada, in public school in the low grades, we had to have our Valentine and send them a card. That's not done here in Germany. But more and more people are getting into it. They're seeing it as an opportunity to do something for their loved one or their loved ones. Card business is better because of it. Florists enjoy the day, as do candy, perfume, and chocolate makers.
Interesting. Okay, I don't know if you can still afford some chocolate or whatever it is on the trading floor. Thank you very much, Frank, for Ulrich from Frankfurt Stock Exchange, from Frankfurt with Love.